Hey everyone, Brett here. How you all doing? So I've been asked another question. The question is, how does your state change the day you think you're having? State changes everything. It really does. And the day you think you're having, so thinking can be the problem. I got an example of that today. So I got up a little bit later than usual and I got certain things that I need to do, and I was a little bit behind. And so I started to get in a bit of a flap about it. Energy wasn't so great. I was a bit foggy. Like when I get up and get going when I'm supposed to, the day functions a lot better. I get up, I've got my routine that I generally do. It's meditation, have a coffee, start to do some work. In the middle of that, I'm getting kids breakfast and getting them organised. And then I do some exercise. I've been doing the videos and some content, organising some more work, often a call or something with someone for work. And there's a bit of a routine to it, how it all happens. When that gets thrown out of whack a little bit, things are a bit off. But today it was putting together a keynote talk and teaching. There's a lot of information there, and I've done a lot of work on it, and I've been spending a few hours on doing it, and it seemed to me like I still didn't have it all together, but it's a process. And so I was in my head, and in my head is not a good place to be for me for too long. And I was just bogged down. My head was just in a state, and I knew that. So I just also too was with that and accepted that's how it was. Got the work done. Then I exercised a lot later than I generally would, and I was procrastinating a little bit. So this is thinking again in a bit of a loop. So I started exercising 8 days ago now, and I hadn't exercised for 4 or 5 months, and like I'd been doing a little bit, but nothing consistent. And so it was tough starting a bit over a week ago. It was hard. I was out of breath. My body was exhausted, and I was sore for several days, and it was just like an effort for a bit. And then by yesterday, I'm feeling so good. My posture's great. I'm in a different space. My whole clarity and everything, and I'm just like, wow, I'm feeling on fire, good to go. And it's a different state, and not so much thinking. Today, a little bit of a late start, things a little bit out, energy flat, different state, caught in my head, caught in these thoughts, procrastinating the exercise. Then, the reason I was procrastinating, what happened was my mind was thinking of it as it's going to be hard, because I decided after a week I'm going to up the workload, or up the reps really. So I'd started a week ago, and I was doing just 5 exercises and a certain amount of reps, and it was taking half an hour to start with because I was having to rest after each round, and then by the end of it was only taking 23 minutes. And then today it took 35 minutes again, because firstly more reps, and then I had to have a little bit more rest in between after the 5 exercises. But I still felt good. Like I was sweating and I was torn from it. But this is now just after exercise, had a cold shower and freshened up, and I feel amazing. And my whole state shifted. I'm out of my head. I'm just experiencing, I feel good. And the whole reality is different. Like when I'm in my head and just thinking at a certain level, that's where we're at. We just keep repeating these loops. It's a certain energy state. When that state shifts, we move into a different space where possibilities pop up, opportunities, and we start to see more, we start to experience more. Like, and it's all part of the gig, but the state changes everything. Our state. So same experience, like an hour ago as to now. Nothing's changed in my environment so much, other than I did the exercise, got the blood pumping out of my head, state shifted, feel amazing, and everything's a whole different reality. And so that's a good example of that, a good example. And I think that thinking's the problem, because at a certain level, the thoughts that we think they're just limiting. They're just limited, and they get in the way of the flow of energy and information and reality as it is. And the thoughts are the disturbance that gets in the way. Today, earlier on, I had to think, because I had to put things together and organise things in a way. But it was more or less the energy that I was bringing to it that was creating it. Same as with the exercise, I put it off for 3 hours later than I generally would have. And if I did that earlier, it would have been a different ball game, putting together the keynote speech. So state changes everything. So yeah, that's my example for today. Much love.